Enjoy this theme song. So it's like centered. Legitimately catchy as hell. So, this is Sakura Wars. A lot of people are under the impression that this game is a dating sim. This game is not a dating sim, but it has a lot of that DNA. But what this really is a hybrid of, like, tactical RPG with the grid movement and stuff like that, and visual novel with dating sim leanings. And a really, like, wonderfully bonkers plot. Or, you know, here we are in, like, slightly steampunky, what, like, 1918 Tokyo, I think it was, with little xenomorphs flying around. And basically, the protagonist of our story is not on screen yet. Gets a job working for 1923. Thank you. I was close. But yeah, you get a job working for an organization of pilots of steam-powered mecha who, as a cover story, basically run the Sakura review on the side. And everyone's stats are based on their feelings. So you want to, in the visual novel bits, try to, like, you know, just cheer everybody up and keep them from getting into, like, very catty fights with each other so that they have decent stats going to the actual combat parts. This leads to, at one point, the funniest thing where, like, one of the characters gets just, like, kidnapped and tortured for a day, and then you come rescue them, and then, like, you know, she's so happy that she's being rescued that her stats go through the roof. It's just like, you think it's the other way around, but okay. And then the plot goes really weird later on, if you can believe it. Well, it's a little obvious from the names of one of the villains. Let's get back here far enough for that to come up. So this is our actual main character. People who have, like, seen footage of this game and seen, like, the anime based on this game just assume that they left the main character out of the anime, because, like, what an incredibly generic guy he is. Just... He just does not read as a protagonist. And the other thing I find interesting with this game is, like, you would think that there'd be a dating sim element to it. Like, there is, you know, one guy, a whole bunch of girls. You do get an ending based on who likes you the most at the end. But you never really asking them out on dates, which is appropriate, because, like, it is just a collection of, like, lesbian archetypes, frankly. Like... Like, there is the Stone Butch one, and then there is the other Stone Butch one. It's kind of an interesting roster. It's easy to think it's like a game based on anime. It is the other way around. The game did come first. I think it's still getting sequels to this day, actually. It's kind of a big franchise in Japan. Alright, time dialogue toys are a thing too. Which made it interesting when I was playing this unlocalized. I have picked up a little Japanese here and there, but, like, not enough to read anything that fast. So it was just like, which punctuation makes more sense? I did have, like, a text translation at the time, but, like, there is some branching. There are some parts that change based on how much we like it at a given point, and I was just on my own for those. I mean, it's kind of needed here. Like, it is a significant portion of the game. And it's less about, like, you know, branching dialogue and more about just, like, getting the stat bonuses. So I appreciate the, like, think quick aspect. So archetypes as they get introduced here. We got the generic girl, the toddler. Real shiny cheeks there on these designs.
うのね。そうよ。アイリス、戦争嫌いだよ。心配しないでアイリス。さあ、お部屋に行きましょう。マザーグースの本を読んであげる。あ、大神少尉。
That's not actually really impressive how, like, smooth looking the character portraits are for how low the resolution actually is.
ではこれで失礼いたします。
They have some nice anti-aliasing in this game.
誰かちょっと手を貸してちょうだい。
Okay, our next archetype. The one with the oh-ho laugh.
あ、そこのあなた。他に誰がいるの？バカ面してないでこっちにいらっしゃい。
Nice touch.
そこに落としたフォークを拾って新しいものと取り替えてくださらないかしら。ありがとう。ところでここのトップスター、この神崎すみれを差し置いて。
So again, it's not like a like charm them thing. It's just do whatever they personally like.
人を見る目がないんだから。
So with Samiri here, you tend to have a lot of like, okay, either everybody is going to have nice stats going into this fight, or she is, because she's kind of horrible.
今のこと米田さんには内緒よ。いいわね。照れなくていいのよ。ちょっとした仕返しじゃなかったお返しよ。ああ、米田さんは支配人室よ。
I was trying to remember on the fly what everybody's weapon
くれ
is.
ぐれも今のことは他言無用よ。お分かり？小川少尉。いいからお行きなさい。
A bit of a non-interactive intro here too, which, you know, that's why I got Dark Savior in there as a buffer.
A なたが帝劇に配属された大神少尉ですか。はじめまして、私はマリア橘です。
I can finally actually do something. And there is this slight bit of perviness that happens.
米田中将は支配人室です。私は稽古がありますからこれで。
おう、ええな。ああ、花小路伯爵から聞いてるよ。まあ、そう家庭挨拶なしにしようや。第一、ここはおめえ大帝国劇場だ。軍人ことはいけねえよ。まあ、一杯どうだ。 噂だと？おう、どんな噂だ？あ？言ってみろ。陸軍切っての
I do appreciate too just the entire show just being the main character, just like
それ
not
が
accepting this premise at all.
大帝国劇場の支配人で、なおかつ飲んだくれのじじいだと。そいつがお前さんは気に入らんわけだ。そう言ってるよ。
So for those curious, I can't advance the text faster than they talk.
大神さん、いくら戦争で武君を立てて
Interesting.
勲章を胸にぶら下げても、俺は一平人を殺したんだよ。敵も味方もな。
Good for you.
殺しすぎたんだ。だからいいんじゃねえか、劇場の支配人なんてよ。結構、いや結構毛だらけだ。ほいじゃ最初の任務だ。こいつに着替えて受付いいな。ひ、そんな軍服のまんまじゃ目立ってしょうがねえや。何せ秘密
It's worth noting that, like,
なんだからよ。
the Saturn was much more successful in Japan than it was here, and we missed out on like 300 visual novels.
家庭挨拶はいらねえって言っただろ。さっさと行きな。
So if you ever hear of like, oh, some game we didn't get here for the Saturn, like, this is probably what it played like. And that looks like way higher than like what, 320 by 200 resolution or whatever it is. And there's the stat penalty sound. Hello. You are in time for ridiculous robot times. Sure. A horrible, horrible lie. This journey's awful. It sure is. A very different experience to actually like read the choices on these. Yeah, it doesn't come up very often.
もしもし、すみません。今日からこちらに来られた方ですね。はじめまして。お話は伺ってます。私、高村椿って言います。ここの売店でいつも売り子をしてるんです
I
よ。
don't remember you existing at all. She says to me you don't have a mech, so I don't care about you.
ワインのなんかも揃ってますから、いつでも遊びに来てくださいね。
Okay, I can try and actually use the map. The things that give you the like stat up and downs are such like non-things too. These are tight timers on these too. I do like the animated cursor, just having so many little modes to it. Like a little walkie thing or something. Really so nothing but the promise here. As is often the case, this sort of thing, silence is an option. Now I need to remember, like, what the heck advances the plot enough to actually get to the first fight. Alright, the small child is traumatized. There's a bit of just wandering around aimlessly in the visual novel portions. Let's see. There's the one meter because I haven't talked to you yet. He's not
こん
here.
にちは。あなた大神さんでしょ。私榊原ゆりって言います。劇場の事務をしてます。どうぞよろしくね。
はじめまして大神さん。私藤井かすみです。
I don't remember you existing either.
劇場の事務を取り仕切っています。
Yeah, you got your bridge crew.
私に何かご用ですか。
私に何か？
Hard to find them out sometimes. Right, wander into the basement. Got it. Thank you.
また来てくださいね。
Them there. Just familiarize yourself with the location sort of parts of the game. Always annoying, honestly. There's one other NPC who is relevant to just where the plot goes totally off the rails later. Somewhere in here. At least one of the sequels just goes to France, if I recall. No. I think it was 3 or 4. Yep.
ああ、もしもし。もしもし。ああ、来た。さっきな。まあ、もう少し様子を見んことに
Also known as the Butch one.
だがね、
The other Butch one joined your party later.
この秘密部隊は難しい。
And the nerd,
戦後の
which
女を
rounds things
駆り立て
out.
我々は見守ることしかできん。帝国軍人としちゃ屈辱だ。しかし後部を操れるのは 今のところ
I think
あの
I'm
子
close
た
to
ち
actually
だ
getting
け
to
だ。
combat.
だから私はあえてあの子たちをかばい守り自由にさせている。あの若いのが使えるといいが。おっと、
Good way of
そ
putting
ろ
that.
そろ文句を言いに来たらしい。ではまた。
It is a delightful premise, honestly. You do two things. Ah. Yeah, I guess those would be fitting additions for that year. And even like in the little like speech portrait there, looking at that photo, it's like I don't see a protagonist anywhere in here. just generic background guy. Sure. So yeah, while this does predate the anime based on it, like it has eye catches, which I find kind of adorable. I seem to recall like clips from next episode too after like chapters are formally done. It's kind of funny they actually have to like watch the plays come to think of it. What am I actually doing? I do appreciate too that like a lot of the actual events are just like in the middle of the hallway, so if you're just kind of like wandering around aimlessly, you'll just bump into people you're looking for. It is a nice background. find it amusing both that, like, you just have a toddler to deal with, and also I think she has, like, grenade rounds or something in her back. It's been a bit. So easy to misclick. The actual stage. There we go. I think I did. Where did you go back upstairs? All right, healer. I was gonna say, what is with this, like, 1920s sleeping cat? But that's what it said, so I guess it's actually appropriate. Where the hell did I not go, then? So I'm just being familiarized with the available locations. You know what? Sure. Yes, end of this day. Get to the giant robots. Or I guess, you know, slightly larger than people robots, at least. Above average sized. Hmm. At this point, this does feel like just a hazing ritual. Check here. Discussion of the term bromide, which, yeah, that is a weird one. Impressive work, like, actually subtitling the cutscenes, too, whoever did this patch.
これだから田舎臭い人は嫌ですわ。そうやってお下品で。さあ、もう一度初めから行くわよ。ごめん遊ばせ。このガキ。さくらさん、口で言ってわからない人はこうよ。
I do like the instant feedback of those little jingles. Hopefully not the point where I can put they're for. It's a good choice there. I guess if you want to like play this game on a hard mode, you can just like be a horrible jerk to everyone. Come to think of it. Finally. Time for the other half of the game. I'm always a sucker for one of those like mid-80s launch tube sequences. Hmm. Oh, did you? It's like I was saying before, it's a really catchy song. It's a good mech design, yeah. Real gimme points there. This is not a dating sim, but it is kind of a game for trained perverts. Just. Oh, is it the same composer as Gunbuster? I can kind of hear it, yeah. The theme song is honestly like one of those ones where it's like I will play a otherwise kind of boring game if the music is good enough. Although again, like even in the visual novel bits, like you have tight timers on those dialogue choices. So here's our villains. Covering all the bases. The biker, the weird child with his hair in front of his face, the girl, and the Sephiroth, whose name is just Satan. And the late game twist. He reveals his true form, which is just the same guy with little horns. It's like, no, I'm actually Satan. Yes, I am playing Super Emulator, which has been pretty solid so far for the reputation that Saturn Emulation has. Well, this particular game I have played through beginning to end in Japanese on the original hardware. I mean, played the game before. It's pretty straightforward. You got your standard hex grid stuff. I actually can't remember if there were back attacks or not. Oh, it has range to it. So every character has different basic weapon to them. Let's see. I need a room to get their stuff in. Seems like you have a lot of range. Yes. So, so people, do they have their stats reflecting the moves that they're in properly? Oh yeah, it's a little trust line. So they can go negative. There's always 0 for Ogami, because guys don't have emotions. But yeah, it boosts all your stats accordingly the more you're in a good mood, basically. Let's see, who is that? So I seem to recall her deal is a penetrating spear that like hits 2 things. Always a classic. Yes. You have something super boring like also a sword? Oh, 2 swords, okay. Come back to me. Yeah, you can't hold a button to speed that up if you don't like big stompy mecha for some reason. Let's see. You have your like ranged attack. Surprise. So the main way that like fights get more difficult later on is less from like more convoluted setups in the fight and more just from like more drama behind the scenes that day. Sometimes I'll just like straight up start having fights with each other. It's just kind of like emotional triage. Friends? Yes. Okay. But yeah, just, you know, your standard, you know, tactical RPG stuff mixed with alright, you can like heal yourself if you with yeah, the visual novel stuff, which is kind of just like, you know, an interesting enough premise to something. Hold the interest for what is it, like 12 chapters, I think. None of you are quite lined up right for good move, or very good move, rather. But I think you do this. Oh, right, this is just an area attack. Right. That's right. I hate Smiri as a character, but she's great in combat. Right. Well, hate's a strong word. Was that just out of range? I am hard committed to that movement, aren't I? Can you attack then move? This is a bit of a no. Yes, okay. special is once per fight, I think? Or is that, I guess we sort by this. That one off. So his actual full name is Aoi Satan. So, you know, Satan Blue. Which is even less dignified somehow. Again, like, it's weird. Most of the actual difficulty comes from the visual novel half of it, not the combat half of it. Is that in range? Yes. just Satan. Yep. And her damage is not great because I didn't, like, inspire her with confidence. I seem to recall, like, getting her mood up is, like, actually just hard in general. Oh, sorry. Immediate, like, mood drop on attack. I guess you can just actually just sit there. Okay. Yeah, rest for charging your back up, right? But yeah. And I seem to recall too, hearing at least that like later games in the series like get way more interesting with the combat. They got the team from Skies of Arcadia on one of them, if I recall, later on the Dreamcast. Or past the Dreamcast? It was around then. But yeah, it's a weird, wacky premise. Executed pretty well, all things considered. I go check my status to see how much everybody likes me. Although this early, I can kind of do the math in your head on that one. Yeah, I'm still like really impressed at like how nice this looks at this resolution. Like, especially, frankly, with Matching Rated for Contrast, where, like, those faces look a little chunky.
奴らとの戦いは始まったばかりなのよ。あまり浮かれないでね。
アイリスね、お兄ちゃんのこと気に入ったわ。アイリスの恋人にしてあげるから、浮気しちゃダメよ。
But like you can really tell if you like look really close. They like worked on that anti-aliasing.
何堅苦しい顔してんのよ。今日言ったら、あら、近くで見るといい男じゃないの。私の好みよ。
Oh, I thought so, yeah. Oh my god, it's the under arrest, etc. Makes sense. Like back in the day when people were like going for the anime thing in games, they splashed out for like the real talent. You got a lot of like Dynax doing stuff. You got a lot of who's the other like big studios that did some of this back then. I want to see the ones who did like the Ghost in the Shell series were doing a lot of games at the time. That's what I was waiting for.
大神さんは元海軍の少尉さん。そんな大神さんの前に突然現れた天才中国娘李コーラン、そして謎の美女。次回桜大戦、敵の名はクロノスカイ、大正桜にロマンの嵐。どうするの大神さん。
So a lot of games have done it since, but this is the first time I'm aware of to just do the whole like animated clip next episode thing between chapters of the game thing. It's a cute gimmick. Yeah. This one gets a big thumbs up for me. I'm glad that I can play it in English now. That was not the case for the past however many years Spence has been out. And because you were all good and sat through that, okay, hang on. I gotta see the villains again. Because they're ridiculous.
紅の弥勒、ただいまここに。青き刹那、ここに。
悪人の羅刹。
It's a good villain roster.
黒きサタン。
我らクロノス四天王、天界様の命によりここに見
And
参。
again, the big late reveals he actually just is Satan, which is just somehow surprised the people. I guess including me. It's been on the nose.
揃いました。
It really is, yeah.
ご用でございますか。
たわけ。あのざまは何じゃ。
So if you play one series of half visual novel, half tactical RPGs, these are actually pretty good. The pacing's a little slow, but you know, as was the style of the time, frankly, with something else tonight.
申し訳ありません、天海様。
This whole design, too.
だが。
Oh, really? Just some.
黙れ。サタン。我らは常に無敵。
Here, draw 4 evil guys, and this is what you get.
法術を我編み出したり。これ。
Yes.
極破成功魔人なり。この法術を完成させ。
And they nail the like anime stakes of the plot too. Just like
第一の標的は
today we'll be attacking this park.
しの戦いも見たいである。
Anyway, that little bit of villain action out of the way.